Hi, welcome back. This is part 3. What I'm going to be doing now is working down here on the handle area. That's kind of to the point, really, isn't it? Let's have a look over here. I'm just going to collapse this for the moment. Look it over. Okay, down here then, where the handle is. And I'm going to detach this as a clone and call it Cowling 02 handle. Oh, I just saved a minute ago, Fred, but thanks for reminding me. And from here, if I stick some symmetry on it, I've got the wrong piece. Where's the piece gone that has the symmetry on it? It's vanished now. Now I'm going to have to do it again. Which means I'm going to end up with an extra piece just sitting there doing nothing later on. Bring it here. Cowling 02. Symmetry. Flip. Oh, I see. I accidentally deleted it when I put the symmetry on. What a clever person I am. Okay, go into there. And what I want to do is kind of drive this through into building a cowling system. So I'm just going to start here. Straight down like that. And I'm going to break this one up a bit. Up here. Bring this up a little bit. Then over the top. And there. And there. I'll use the interactive bridging tool. And just start tidying this up. Yeah, I'm not going to put a forward grip on this. It's going to be pintle mounted BK. I considered it, but I thought the weight ratio is probably going to be too much. I mean, it's going to be a real grunt carrying job, I think. I am in symmetry. I'm selecting the wrong part. Okay, over to there. Yeah, pretty much. I think it would kind of defy the purpose of the object as much as anything. You know, it's supposed to be this amazing, oppressive kind of weapon thing. And having it where the guy trying to carry it would look like some sort of ludicrous comic book character really wouldn't do it justice, I don't think. Okay, now I'm going to bring this straight into the middle. And straight down. Right about there. And do a quick connect here. Like so. Start tidying it a bit. And back into this again. It isn't quite meeting. I need it to meet in the middle. There we are. Weld these corners here. And then just do a quick bit of tidying up so I can get this to connect to this piece nicely. I find it a lot easier normally working in the perspective viewport. Lots of nice control in the perspective viewport. Remember, don't bring this in too much. It's supposed to be cowling, and as such it'll be resting on top of rather than being attached to in a lot of cases. Okay. Insert this in. Extrude once, extrude again. That's about there. Insert this. And flatten. So come on, make some suggestions for what music I should be playing were I not being so horribly constrained by copyright laws at the moment. I'll be interested to see what 3d-palace members think I should be listening to whilst recording my video tutorials. Apart from Charlie the Bloody Unicorn. Okay, I'm going to add a minor detail area into this. A lot of the detail is going to be ran by just using kind of placement of bolts and nuts and little Allen head rivets and things. Keep bringing this in. Bit more, bit more. And while I'm doing this, may I just say to everybody out there, buy a 3d-palace video tutorial set on DVD, for heaven's sakes. 3d-palace needs the bloody money. This isn't GNOME. They've got pots of money. They keep it in a big box. We have very little. Buy a DVD set. Although GNOME's DVD sets are good, especially that one by Neil Blevins. However, I didn't say that. But I do like Neil Blevins. Right. I saw him at the end user event, and I have to say that, you know, the masterclass he did was just really, really, really good. Okay, symmetry doesn't appear to be on this anymore, so I'm just going to effect pivot. reset. Center to object. And then just take away half my model. There we are. Slam the symmetry back on, ensuring it's on the correct axis. Alright, now I'm going to want this to come across and underneath, so I'm going to start here. Just pull it down a little bit. Quick inset. Actually, rather than doing it that way, an easier way would be just to rotate this 180 degrees. I seem to have copied this as an additional object, unfortunately. Sod it, I'll just do it this way then. Bring it straight down. Like that. Clone to element. Flip it. Grab here. Do a minor inset. Bridge. Grab this part. And bring it down. Oops, keep pressing the wrong button there. Now I'm going to bring this down to here. And I'm going to bring it in 45 degrees. Then I'm going to bring it in again. I'm going to rotate it another 45 degrees. And just marry them in the middle, like that. So it comes all the way underneath. Now, if I go over here and just use this tool, which is the loop mode again. Not loop mode, sorry, ring mode. I wonder if 3ds Max is going to crash. Right then, I was kind of mentioning probably just before I paused for a couple of minutes there that 3ds Max was going to crash. 3ds Max did crash. However, what I did was I recovered the file and then I merged in a load of parts, so we didn't actually lose anything, which is a relief. Because if you look, I've still got the cowling here that we just worked on. The only thing we did lose, in fact, was over here, which, if you remember, I was building that part that went underneath. Max didn't like that, but we're going to do it again anyway, because Max will do as it's damn well told. So, again, you can see Symmetry has decided to have one of those busman's holiday things. See if we can get this working. Show end result. Symmetry always seems to have issues at some point or another. Alright, I've got select by vertex on. That won't help. Okay, let's throw Symmetry on this. On the y-axis and flip. There we go. Now, back to work. Pin the stack, show end result, click here. And I'm going to start probably around about here. And here. See, I was just doing one of them last time, but now I've decided no, I'm going to use both. So bring that down to there. Take this. Shift and drag, clone to element. Flip, select, inset, Reduce inset amount lots. Click OK. Bridge. You've just watched me do this a couple of minutes ago. You know how it's done. $45. Wonder if Max will crash again this time. It does enjoy it. Not that Max does crash all the time, of course. Otherwise I'll have the team turn up and tell me that I've been having bad and on-Autodesk-y thoughts. You know, this is probably why I never get certificated by Autodesk. All these tweak lib remarks. Okay, I'm going to take out this one. This little ring here, so I'll just loop it, backspace. I'm going to get rid of these verts. I like how everyone in IRC at the moment is talking about eating. Thanks, guys. Most helpful. I'm really starving, actually. Could do with some food. That cheese sandwich I had earlier really isn't, you know, all that it should have been, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to extrude this part out, just keep the cowling going. Bring this one in. Now you'll notice we've developed this kind of Flash Gordon style point here. So we're going to have to get rid of that. I'm just going to click here, ring. Then a quick connect. Bring that to about there. Then drag this back. They're now talking about banking in 3d-palace IRC, which is always a sign that perhaps they've had enough watching video tutorials just for the moment. Meantime, I shall continue, however. No, I don't want to apply a second level of symmetry to this now I think about it. Best way is to grab this. And I want to shift drag it all the way over to here. Just clone it to an element. Then extrude it out. Like so. And then bring this part forward. Bring this one back a bit. It's amazingly sensitive, that microphone, isn't it? It's actually behind me, believe it or not, in a completely different room downstairs. Put that over to there. That did not inset enough, did it? Let's inset it again. Okay, now over here, some insetting and extruding. So much fun just making mindless amounts of detail. The cowling is a great way of getting used to doing kind of ergonomic modelling, simply because there's so much of it. You've got to create all these ways of holding the damn thing together, but you've got to keep it all looking the way it should. Yeah, that would be awesome, Unreal. That would make this probably the best 3d-palace tutorial ever. You know, it'd certainly make it the most watchable. Okay, so that holds those parts together there. Now then, let's have a look over here, because I don't think... Yep, there it is. Need to build these to come in here. Dear. That reminds me of like when people started posting their signatures. It was started by 3D Buzz, I think, and in 3D Buzz, because I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with you know, people have been posting about 3D Buzz and how their sponsor membership rates were unfair or something. And I'd posted up that, like, you know, you should be happy with what you get, quite frankly. And you know, the rates are perfectly reasonable because sponsor membership and support on websites is perfectly bloody reasonable. And I think that was when he'd installed that system where you get it was like a reputation system, karma or something, which allowed people with more karma to download in advance. And people had started posting, you know, if you mess with Buzz, you mess with all of us, which was like not the most well-advised phrasing in the world, to be quite honest, but you know, I'm sure it worked. But then someone on 3D-palace posted kind of the 3D-palace equivalent, which was hilarious in every way and not something I can repeat, sadly, in a video tutorial. I think Bertie came up with it. Okay, I'm going to just extrude this one first. They're posting pictures now on 3D-palace IRC. You really probably are better off not knowing what they are. I know I'm quite glad not knowing what they are. Especially as one of them is labelled Gimp Suit, and one of them is shouting something about Jean-Luc Picard at the moment. Quite a restful tutorial today that we're making. You know, a Bob Ross special. Hello, my friends. Today we're going to be modelling lots of happy little trees. Whoa, Ragu Pasta's turned up in the IRC channel. As we all know, he's been a prisoner in Spain now for 3 years, at the mercy of the secret Spanish right-wing fascist party that hides in a tree, and is secretly learning how to speak Mexican. There we go. I've got to admit, that's pretty convoluted. Yes, another Franco supporter. Right, let's see, what have we got over here? Do we need to bring any more parts of this cowl piece down? This one seems to be connected into place. You know what? I think we do. I think I'm fooling myself if I think we don't. We can't believe you're actually back on 3D-palace there, Raggy. We had thought you were dead. We were going to have some sort of a funeral for you, I believe. Right, let's see if I can get the cowling on this to work. You know, you're going to be a wreck all day, Fred, and people are going to be saying to you, you know, Fred, why are you so tired, man? And you're going to be I stayed up to watch this English dude model a gun. And they're not going to be impressed. They're going to question your sanity. This is all about the shape now. This is all about making our shape line up and do nice things. Now then I'm going to have to do an extra cut just here, so I'm going to be careful how I do this because I'll end up going through some pieces I've already done. Connect there. Chamfer it wide, so I've got both edges. I can take this one. So, who's got to go and do some work or something in a few hours and really shouldn't be on 3d-palace watching this guy doing this tutorial set? I know SB Car Shops actually has an exam in, what, 2 hours or something? So it's only just gone to bed. I think I could probably curve this one a little bit more if I wanted to. I'm not sure if I do want to or not yet though. I'm going to do some more cowling work just here, obviously, because this is all bloody cowling. So what you been up to, Ragu? Because we have Ragu Pasta in our IRC at the moment, who of course no one has seen for 3 years, since he vanished in a rifter, saying something about Spain. Oh, working. Grimness. What are you working as, Ragu? This can probably come in over here. Bear with me, because I'm... Good grief, that sounds quite a way to spend your time, to be honest, mate. Still, we all know the recession's pretty bad at the minute, so any work you can get's good work. Bring this back out. I have to say, you know, it's the same everywhere. 3d-palace at the minute is an absolute bloody nightmare. Simply because of the recession, because at the moment it should be that we should have lots of kind of pre-Christmas orders coming in. We should have a lot of orders coming in for people who are starting a college even, you know, with the grant money. I mean, normally September's fairly busy for 3d-palace, but it's just been dead. Absolutely bloody dead. Which is why I've taken to doing these things. Stop me going completely insane. And it's quite good fun. And I've got this horrible feeling that if I put it up for sale on DVD as a short kind of masterclass set, 12 viewers, my god, hello everybody. If I put this up for like sale, I think, as a DVD set, I've got this horrible feeling it'll probably do slightly better than the prior set has, which is embarrassing and awkward. See that shape there? You see, that's part of the problem. That shape there and the way that it's bending is wrong. So, rather than have that come forward like that, I think I'm just going to extrude it. Yeah, I mean the DVD sale will be completely optional considering you can download it for free. But I thought, well, you never can tell. People might want it. Something shiny for their wall. Okay, and I'm going to take this part here now. See, there's another wrong shape there. That kind of flattened out piece there. Actually, I don't have the index on, so anything could be happening down there. If I put it on, then the bandwidth's going to go terrible, and I'll not be able to broadcast, considering I'm broadcasting in, beautiful Gordon Brown 30k PSO vision. There we go. Part connects onto there, and that's getting quite horribly complicated here, considering I haven't even applied any rivets yet. Right, let's go over here, and I'm going to take this belt cowl as well. Got visions are still working on this at midnight. Hey, we're nearly finished. Any time now. Really soon. Promise. And then just the sound of snoring and drunken burbling. I normally hate modelling and symmetry, however I'm really quite enjoying symmetry today. Now if I connect this to this, we're going to see that there's kind of possibly a bit of overlap there. Let's have a look. No, there wasn't. Brilliant. It's good news, and we've got this nice piece here now. Which is useful because completely accidentally, believe it or not, this is where the pintle's going to go. Or whatever it is you call that bloody thing. Yeah, this is one of the reasons that I don't have the webcam actually facing me. I've got it facing the screen. Actually, recording was a little bit late today simply because one of my children had failed to find his trousers, and it was going to be a school in underpants kind of day at one point. And I had to kind of explain that this was not going to happen under any circumstances. God, I thought I'd stopped recording for a second there. Time's going quite slowly now, which is cool. I was kind of hoping that Eric from N-Power Tools will pop in at some point. I like Eric. He's been trying to persuade me for ages and ages and ages to use like NURBS for modelling and N-Power Tools, and I have to say I'm tempted. Because they are very good. So I'll probably do something with them sooner or later. So I apologise, Eric, that I haven't so far. Just Pariah set has kept me depressingly busy so far. And then it came out and it kept me depressingly unbusy, when I was kind of hoping that I'd be a lot busier than I was. No, actually they do, regarding the question that's going on in IRC at the moment, but only at a certain age. And only for indoor, obviously, not for outdoors. I think I've got angle snap-on still, have I? Let's have a look. Yeah, I have. I was still surprised because at school they still get milk, which I thought had been stopped. It's only to a certain age. It's not, you know, all the way through the juniors now. These are all going to be covered in bolts and God knows what later on. Who wrote that? Yeah, the HD camera I've got here wouldn't be any good for what I'm doing. I'm actually streaming on a HD what do you call it? A HD Logitech. I think it's a webcam 9000. The damn thing's got an insane resolution. I didn't think cameras could actually go at the resolution this thing goes to. Okay, I'm going to want to bring this one in. Oop, wrong button. Cycling round and round this now. Boogers. And up. It's weird how much of this is just mindless nernies. I mean, it's almost all mindless nernies, in fact. Let's get behind here. There. Now over here, this part. I love the 3d-palace approach to doing things. It would be boho, but boho requires having slightly more money than we do. Hobo. That's the way Palace does stuff. Fits more or less. You can tweak that yourself. I remember watching some guy on a video tutorial messing about for ages and ages and ages, trying to get this round piece to come out of this piece that quite evidently was never ever going to be round in a million years. And it was like, how did he do it? He just spent ages trying to cut this shape, and you don't need to. I wonder what this looked like with oh look, it's that's awesome. Let's crank up the sub Ds a bit. God, that's horrible. Yeah, let's just hope, eh? And here we are. The easiest way of making like a circle in 3ds Max, it doesn't have to be a completely accurate one, is you just inset it a little bit. Click OK, and then do a quick mesh smooth on it, and then grow, delete, and recap. There you go. Just a simple 8-sided one, but that's all you need really. Then extrude it out. Now over here, bevel it larger. And then in, all the way down to here, like so. Push it in a bit more. Okay, it's getting quite bulky really at the back, I think. But that's not a bad thing. I'll probably run some more cables and pipe work over it as well soon. How are we doing? Okay, so front cowling next. Because you'll notice the detail at the front is obviously slightly less than the detail at the back. So what I'm going to do here, just chop this up a little bit. Not too much. That's an amazing, amazing way of combining the two there. Well done, that man. Someone is watching this and watching Prime Minister's Question Time simultaneously. Drop out of symmetry, down to edible poly. I thought there was symmetry on this piece. Let's have a look. Where's it gone? No, it never had symmetry on. That would explain it. Top view. Perspective view. Right, so I'm going to pull everything I need to from this piece here. So I'm going to detach it as a clone. And this is going to be Cowling 03. Just here. And, 13 viewers, my god, we've already got more than BBC 4. That was an awesome joke, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Oh man, what a quitter. Is it frustrated pointing, or is it kind of angry pointing going on across the dispatch box at the moment? Because someone's telling me what's happening in Prime Minister's Question Time. Oh, he's suggesting he used the gun in Prime Minister's Question Time. I completely misunderstood. Which I think would be awesome and yet strangely terrifying simultaneously. Okay, so we're going to start this cowling piece from here. Bring it out to about here. Oops, wrong button again. I was wondering what the noise is, and of course it's the 3d-palace turtles. Busy doing whatever it is turtles enjoy doing, apart from obviously sex, which they seem to enjoy a great deal. My word, Pete Draper has appeared in the channel. We should immediately all shout, "Hello, Pete Draper." although not too loud because obviously your landlady might well consider that you're a bit mental. But it's always lovely seeing the ever glamorous Pete in our channel. I'm sure he will tell us what he's modelling today. Pete, have you seen that, what is it again, bunk speed real-time renderer? Because I was telling some of the 3d-palace members about it last night, and how I was greatly enjoying using it. Oh, I can't repeat what Mr. Draper has just said in the channel there. However, I have to say it was very exciting. Yeah, well, the bunk speed renderer I'm going to be messing about with a bit later on, and it's absolutely bloody phenomenal. I mean, I loaded the crux into it, and I must admit I'm not the world's greatest when it comes to rendering, which is why the rather nice Ricky Babington did the render of the Prior that everyone looks at and thinks is mine and acts all impressed about. But, you know, throwing stuff into bunk speed, you get a result that is absolutely phenomenal pretty much immediately. It just blew my tiny mind. It's always an exciting moment when Mr. Draper comes into the channel. I'd imagine it's a bit like when Gary Lineker comes into the crisp factory. Though I don't imagine he really comes into the crisp factory. No, no, BK, you misheard. Bunk speed. I don't know, I've never used Art VPS's real-time job, but I do know that this one is really, really nice, and it's only $100 for the educational license. And frankly, when you're using the words $100 and educational license in the same sentence, it already beats V-Ray, which most assuredly was not $100 under any circumstances whatsoever. I hate it when you have to do a big piece like this sodding cowling here, because making it fit in with the rest of the model's a nightmare at first. It's like doing organic modelling, which is completely a waste of time, and everyone should stop doing organic modelling immediately. .3d-palace does not condone or endorse anything that Mr. Robson has to say at any point whatsoever. I still think there should be a general strike by 3D artists just for the sheer comedy value, though. Just to see what films would be like. Look out, there's a monster over there. Oh, you missed it. Look out for the dragon. It was behind the bush. It's a terrifying blue screen. I think a 3D artist strike would probably be the most hilarious strike in the whole of all history. Can you imagine TV commercials? It'd be someone like actually having to drive the real car rather than using the special car that they set up, like, from the 3D artists. What would make it even better, though, is obviously if the person doing the advertising were Yorkshireman. I'm driving new Ford Focus. Don't road with my woman. Exactly, Pete, exactly. This is what I'm saying, you know. Down with this sort of thing, careful now. We should have a union. I think having a union for 3D artists could be the funniest and best thing in the entire universe ever. Careful now. Yeah, any second now I'm going to go into a load of Phineas Stack impersonations, which will confuse our beloved American viewers unless they get BBC over there, which I know some of them do. However, Phineas Stack is my favourite of the priests from Father Ted. Also known as the priest who listens to jungle music. I think I'm just going to have some breakfast now. Go on there and help yourself. I wasn't asking. I do believe that there was a point, actually, when Pete, who came to Maxterdam, may have imbibed some shandy with me whilst we were sitting in one of the bars, carefully avoiding strong alcohol, and we did nothing but. talk Father Ted impersonations, I think, for about an hour. Okay, this Cowling's okay, but I'm still not feeling the love for it yet. Slightly better. I'm not going to collapse it yet, though. Oh God, Derek and Clive. I can't even do impersonations of Derek and Clive. For legal reasons, I suspect. That was, oh dear me. Yeah, that was awesome. If you've never heard of Derek and Clive, I don't even know if you can find them on YouTube now, to be quite honest. But, yeah, Pete and I were doing Derek and Clive impersonations for some considerable part of the evening. Because I was talking to my dolly. My dolly. And that's all you're getting from the Derek and Clive impersonations, because I think anything else would probably be tantamount to career suicide. Right, where's the target weld gone? Here we are. So, Pete, are you not working in India at the moment? Oh, he's gone. That's probably someone wanting him to whiz out to make a special effects montage. Because we all know Pete is permanently on call 24 hours a day. Anytime anyone might need some particles banging together to make them look pretty. He did this piece at Amsterdam. It was mental ray proxying. Now, I hadn't actually used mental ray proxying until that point. Because, you know, proxying is normally a pain in the bottom. And he did this piece where I think it was something like 10,000 soldiers animated on horseback. And I was making it work pretty much on my, I've got a little Samsung QI I use as a kind of backup laptop. So I'd lent some on my main laptop. And it was hysterical. The fact that it was actually working was just unbelievable. Okay, that's working so far. Now then, we need to actually build the part where it connects rather than hanging like a halo around the outside of this object. Don't get me wrong, that's nice, but it needs a little work. Yeah, let's hope so, mate. You've got to phone India. How bloody ironic is that? I was just saying, you know, you're doing anything in India. Crap, got to phone India. No worries, mate. Talk to you later, Pete. Mr. Japer dropping a hint there as to what his future plans may be. And what 3d-palace's future plans may in fact be. Not that it's a very unobvious clue. Bring that in. Oh, he probably will. He probably will. Bring this over to here. Rotate it in. So as I say, keep asking questions in the channel if you have any. If you don't have any questions in the channel and just want to talk about Gordon Brown's stance on Afghanistan, which is what BK appears to be doing at the moment, then you can do that as well. I'm going to insert this. Although BK can't actually hear me at the moment because he's busy listening to Mr. Gordon Brown, Prime Minister of Great Britain, as he does whatever it is Mr. Gordon Brown is doing. Still no questions on live stream yet, that's cool. Okay, now I'm going to have to twist this a little bit, so best way of twisting this is to do it this way. Then grow it, and then twist it. Then I can just use the scale tools on it. Like so. Another quick extrude here. You know, I'd completely forgotten that I was doing Derek and Clive impersonations with Mr. Pete Draper, and it was hilariously funny, I have to admit. Oops, wrong button. Right, let's make these line up. Because at the minute the cowling's not actually doing anything, it's just sitting on top of it doing absolutely nothing. And so what we have to do now is find a way of making the cowling actually sit where it's supposed to. Pop that there. Now what might be easier is if I drop this down and just go to probably auto loop. Or is it auto ring that I want? I think it's auto ring actually. Yeah, it is. Then I can just do connects. Bring them up straight away to the right point. Which gives me a great deal of control compared to what I had before. Auto Connect's one of like the best features in the graphite toolkit, to be quite honest. And now you'll notice we've got this horrible kind of thing going on here that I don't like. So I'll just turn off this. What I mean by that is this shape here, which is just repulsive. So just start moving it about. Get a shape that we can work with here. So funny, I keep forgetting people are watching in like real time. What are you doing? What kind of weapon is this? It's an energy weapon, IT Gremlin. And it's not a mech weapon, it's a pintle mounted weapon. So it can be mounted on the ground or a vehicle or strapped to the back of a tank or whatever, you know. That's slightly better. That shape was really depressing me there for a minute. I'm glad I seem to have got it pretty much under control again. Where its actual power pack is, it's probably at the back. I mean, I gave it some mild torque, but the power pack I came up with is about the size of a motorcycle battery. And I know some people are going to go kind of, ooh, that's way too small. That makes no sense at all. What are you thinking of? I don't know, I might build a monoped. You know, monopeds are quite funny anyway, so... Right, I'm going to bring this down here. About there. Bring it up again. Do a couple of extrudes. there. To there. I think a monoped might work, I don't know. I'll see. I never actually bothered in the conceptual stage coming up with how it was going to be mounted. I just thought to myself, yeah, I'd say more than 50% done. A lot of the remainder on this now is going to be things like the, what do you call it, detailing. You know, like over detailing, sticking in rivets and things like that. And basically getting everything to look coordinated. Most of this is just cowling, you know, it's pure bloody cowling on this. Not happy with that shape there at all. So what I'm going to do is go in here and do a quick ring and a connect, and then do it from up here. It's hard actually to say how far in I am because I've got this horrible feeling I'm going to go back and kind of mess about with it and see what I can do to kind of make it work. Not better, but more along the lines of my end goal. It's kind of, I don't know, everyone always has a kind of an end goal of what it is they're looking to make their model do. Mine, I just want ridiculous quantities of detail. Nothing else. God, I did it again. It's quite fun when I'm doing this the real way, because you guys are all like, my God, did he really do that? Oh, can't believe I've been watching these tutorials for years. I'm so embarrassed. He's the worst artist I've ever seen. Actually, I'm not. That dancing bear thing has to be... I know he did it deliberately. I don't know if you've seen on YouTube the world's worst animated dancing bear or whatever it's called. That thing's epic. He did it basically to take the mick out of his tutor and his university because they'd given him like enough instruction to make this awful dancing bear thing and basically nothing else. And he used only the techniques they'd taught him at his school to make this awful model. And it's famous on the internet now as being possibly the most hilarious thing ever. Right, notice this is peeling away slightly here, so let's bring it in. Bring this in. Grow. Bring this in. Don't worry if there's a little bit of overlap. Okay, that clips onto the front like so. Insert here, just a teeny bit. See, I think that's too much plate there. Let's just go off a little bit from this. Do a quick ring and a quick connect. which will give this a slightly more curved surface anyway. Now you see I've got two pieces here, and I really wanted to connect into these two pieces if I could, but it's not at the right height anyway. So I'm going to go from the top here, inset it just a teeny bit, and then I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Makes that shape there, and then grab it, extrude. You'll notice it comes out over the top of this, which we don't want. I want to bring it down here instead. Now then, I want to loosen this edge up a little bit, so I'm just going to do another ring, connect, bring this up a little bit, like so. No, this is part 3, I believe. Then take this one out. Extrude. No. Is there anything in here? There, extrude. And then repair work time. There we go. That fits onto there. I think you were watching Gordon Brown doing Gordon Brown things. Gordon Brown, Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown. There, that's what you should change his name to. Then people would like him more. Golden Brown. Actually, rather than doing it that way, I'll just go up here, do the inset, extrude. That was a rather harsh comment made by someone in the IRC channel about our beloved and fearless leader. I think I need to insert this one more. Okay, and bridge. Now I can repair this bridge a bit. Okay, and if these line up, then I'm going to take one here, here and here, inset, extrude, and extrude again. Bridge. And bridge. Oh, that one's twisted. Look at that. Can't be having that. Oh dear, etc, etc. So let's find the twist setting. There it is. It's now no longer twisty. And then if I go here, extrude out, make it connect, pull down, second, and ring and connect. Okay, and that's this part done, which is kind of additional mad cowling. Gonna have to put some down here, so we'll do that in the next part. Come in!